Hey guys, Fire here with another LCS Teamfight Analysis for you. Now one criticism I had in my last video was that I didn't actually go into the mindset of the pros enough, so I'm going to try and focus on that in this video, but please let me know what you prefer at the end. So just to give you a little bit of background about this game, it's mainly revolved around Zed split pushing and Elise trying to stop that. But the problem is that Elise isn't as strong as Zed, and so there's no real way to deal with him. This is a really good example of what to do when the enemy team is split pushing, but you don't really have an answer for it. So right now Velocity knew that TSM were taking the dragon, they had the timer for it, and they saw everyone around the bottom half of the map. They also know that Reginald is most likely going to go bot lane and clear that big wave because he wants to carry on split pushing. Now instead of sending Elise down there to stop Reginald, what they've decided to do instead is just go straight for the Baron. Unfortunately, as you notice, Evaniscus has actually got his oracles on at the moment, but it does run out the second he gets into the Baron pit, so TSM have full vision, but they continue to do it. You can see that Velocity were actually correct and Reginald has gone bottom. As soon as he notices that they're on Baron, he does suddenly start to come up. By that time it's going to be too late. Their team is really good at shredding Baron. They've got Elise, Ryze and Draven as well. Now you can see the only people in position are going to be Jason Thresh, and so I'm going to pause it again. Right there, Evaniscus wanted to engage. You see, he actually had to flash out because he was itching to get his crescendo off and catch Dyrus, but the rest of Velocity wanted to wait so they could secure the Baron and then fight. As soon as they did secure the Baron, Evaniscus turns around and ultimates Jace and also Thresh as well, even though you can't actually see him. So this is the point where Velocity want to turn into a team fight. They're going to catch on to Dyrus, even though he's got Merc Treads. They know that they're not actually going to catch on to him, but they are going to be able to catch on to Thresh and force the rest of the team fight. So let's just press play again. You can see Dyrus gets caught by all the CC, but Xpecial is completely blown up, and then it just turns into a very one-sided fight. Now I'm going to pause it again because Reginald makes a really good decision here, and he actually dives in and kills Maple Street. You can see Maple Street is actually out of position because he's so far forward at the moment, he has no protection from the rest of his team, and Reginald on Zed is really good at blowing up the AD carry. And you may say it's a bit silly because he trades 1 for 1, but the reason he does this is because Velocity then have a reduced pressure on the map with no AD carry. It's much harder to push down towers with no AD carry. Obviously he's got the most AD on the team, so he's going to be the best tower pusher. By taking the AD out, it also gives him the spree bonus because he's now 4-1 and he was 0 for 1 in this game. So he's going to get the spree bonus, and it's going to limit the damage done to TSM from this teamfight loss. The other thing to note as well is that Wild Turtle is using attack move to move around here, and it actually does get him killed. So later in this team fight, he's going to be chased by Varro's on Ryze. He's going to run into the mid lane, and because he's using an attack move, he's actually going to stop and attack a minion. The time it takes for him to stop and attack the minion actually lets Varro's catch up, and that actually gets him killed. So if he was just using right click instead of attack move there, he actually would have probably survived. So let's just press play and you can see the team fight unfolding. Odd One flashes the wall and gets out on very low health, but has to come back to try and defend Wild Turtle. He ends up going down, which would have been fine if Wild Turtle survives, but as you can see, he's attack moving here. He attacks that creep, gets the CS, but Varro's now is in range of his W. And that's going to be a clean team fight for Velocity. They do lose 2 people in that fight, but obviously they get 4 on the other side and they're going to push down an inhibitor. Thanks for watching guys. Now as I said at the beginning, I did try and make this one a lot more detailed than the first one I did and try and go into what the players are actually thinking and trying to do. Please let me know if you prefer it this way or what I could do better in the comments. Now I did actually ask a question on the previous video as to how often you want to see this kind of video, and the general consensus was about every 2 or 3 times a week, mainly replacing the quick plays but with the odd quick play thrown in. So if you agree with that, please do put in the comments below. That's what I'm going to be aiming to do. As always, like and subscribe to this video if you enjoyed it. Please follow me on a Nook, like my Facebook, and I will catch you next time.